weeks in Spain and Portugal. What's not to like?
After months being stuck at home, couldn't be better.
Absolutely terrific. He's been cool as a cucumber under a lot of pressure. And it's John Catlin who wins the Estrella Damm Valderrama Masters.
I don't think it's quite sunk in that I finally actually won, but that was my goal at the start of 2019, was to win on the European Tour.
Well done, George Coetzee. He's our champion. Wonderful day here at the Portugal Masters.
I'm ecstatic. It's the work me and my psychologist obviously have been doing, and my coach. It's just nice to see it kind of pay off.
2 weeks done, 1 to go. Should be a good one.
Yes, welcome to the third and final week of the European Tour's Iberian Swing, the Open de Portugal, and we've arrived just northwest of the capital of Lisbon at the Royal Óbidos Spa and Golf Resort in Val Óbidos. And with the Algarve just 200 miles away, much of the feel from last week's Portugal Masters has made the journey for an event deep in history. It's validation of the European Tour's strategy to play events on the reshaped 2020 Race to Dubai in regional clusters. George Coetzee didn't play the UK swing, deciding to wait for his European adventure until Portugal. Naturally, it all seems to have worked out rather well for the South African.
Yeah, I think I picked the right time to come out. I feel like the bubble's kind of a little better when you're in Portugal and it's sunny outside and there's nice swimming pools and stuff. But yeah, I'm here to work and enjoy my golf.
I love this area. It's, there's always good food and good weather out here, so I'm knocking on wood. So, I'm hoping for more of the same and more birdies too. I actually didn't play Valderrama, but I was at home, took a week off. But yeah, the last 2 weeks it's been great to get a little bit of sunshine before going back to the UK and not getting that. So, no, I always enjoy coming here, and the course is here and everything. So, yeah, should be fun.
A fixture on the Challenge Tour's road to Mallorca for the past 3 years, the Open de Portugal now returns to the European Tour for the first time since 2017.
I love being at home, playing at home. Unfortunately, there's no crowds. There wasn't last week, there's none this week as well, but I just feel good being here and playing at home. I've played here once or twice, and the course I think suits my game. It has a lot of long irons, so you need to be accurate with those ones. So yeah, feeling good about the game and looking forward for the week.
Ricardo Gouveia may have some local knowledge, but he's in the minority here. Measuring nearly 7,300 yards from the tips, Royal Óbidos is one of the last creations from the design stable of the late Seve Ballesteros, and only opened for business in 2012.
New week, new golf course. Not a golf course I know, but there are some golf courses with similar layouts back home. I'd say there's a golf course called Simola that has almost identical feel to it than this golf course, and I've got good memories at Simola, so hopefully that'll help this week.
The greens are fairly receptive, so you can kind of shoot at a lot of the flags. If the wind comes up, though, that adds another kind of variable of challenge, but same course for everybody. It's in great shape, so looking forward to it.
Hopefully I'll have some more of the Portuguese magic this week and pull off another one, but I guess it's golf, you never know.
Optimism abounding there from the man in form, and it would prove well founded as the early rounds progressed, even with some tricky windy conditions to deal with. Given he won on the Sunshine Tour before coming to Portugal, Coetzee was hoping to make it a hat-trick, and he was making sure he was in with a chance with a first day 69 thanks to 7 birdies on the card. Carlos Pagem has tasted that winning feeling on the Asian Tour a few years ago and gave himself a great foundation at Royal Óbidos, the Spaniard with an opening 67. Only one man went lower than Pagem in round 1, and that was Vito Lopez, the Portuguese, with an impressive 7 under 65. Exposed by the Atlantic Ocean, the weather posed some real problems on the second day, with extreme high winds causing a couple of suspensions in play, with much of the second round carried through to Saturday. Ashton Turner was making just his 5th European Tour start, but only his 3rd outside of an Open Championship, and on day 3 he climbed into position. A birdie start thanks to this lovely approach on his way to a 67 that left the Englishman at 10 under par. Maverick Antcliffe has made his way onto the European Tour after a stellar 2019 in China, where he won 3 times and had 5 other top 5s. After a couple of 70s, the Australian was showing how he did it in a third round 66, another at -10. You know it's going to be a good day when something special happens on the first green. Well, how about this from Jordan Risdale in round 3? And it ended well for Risdale too. A birdie eagle finish for a 66. That was the lowest score of the round and was matched by Pep Angles, who also happened to go Route 66 in round 2 to shoot through the field and into a share of 2nd place. Alongside the Spaniard, another of the third round 66 brigade, left-handed South African Garrick Higo, making just his 7th European Tour start. But it was the local favourite who led after day 1, still the one to catch after 54 holes, the Portuguese Vito Lopez at 13 under par.
So tough when the wind is inconsistent, you know. Sometimes you got big breezes and then you don't know if you can count with the wind or not. Well, I think I did a good job today.
There's never been a Portuguese winner of the Open de Portugal, but Lopez holds a 1-shot lead going into the final round over Higo and Angles. I'm Richard Kaufman, so to the final round of this Open de Portugal. Alongside me, former Challenge Tour winner James Heath. And James, a big incentive for those in contention.
No question, Richard. Big week for everyone. No more so than this man against Antwerp, currently sitting outside the top 30 in the race to Mallorca. Here he is at the downhill 3rd hole, par 3, with a great approach shot. That'll set up a tap-in birdie. He'll go to -11 for the tournament.
And it was at the downhill par 3 where George Coetzee made his first birdie of the final round. Bear in mind he was 16 under for his winning score at Dom Pedro a week ago. The South African moving to 10 under par this week.
The young Australian Maverick Antcliffe starting the day at -10, looking to get his season going after making just 1 cut this year on the European Tour. Nicely controlled shot into 1. That'll set up an opening birdie, 11 under par.
12 under for his previous 2 rounds at Royal Óbidos. Pep Angles was keen to keep the momentum going. A couple of pars and then that birdie at 3rd, celebrated with a fist pump by the Spaniard.
The overnight leader, Vito Lopez, 2nd shot into 1. There'll definitely be some overnight nerves, looking to get off to a steady start. Green and regulation at the 1st, that'll be a 2-putt par. He'll go on to par the 2nd, level par through 2.
Garrick Higo had finished 6th at the last dual-ranked event between the Challenge and European Tours, and after a perfect tee shot, the South African used the backstop at the back of the 1st to open up with a birdie. And another would follow at the 4th, Higo moving to 14 under par. And that was good enough to give the South African a 1-shot lead over a trio of players. Ashton Turner with a birdie at 5, moving into the group 3 back at 11 under par.
To last week's winner, George Coetzee on the par 3 6th. Only playing 160 yards today. Not much wind out there, be fancy getting this close. Very solid shot there, pin high. 15 feet for birdie.
Well, Ashton Turner wouldn't mind a bit of that, would he? Part of the same England boys squad as Matt Fitzpatrick some years back. Birdie certainly seemed to be the order of the day. That's a wonderful shot. 2 good birdie looks coming up here.
Yeah, they're making that hole look easy, Richard. The Spaniard on 5, ball above feet. Lie looks good, he's going for it. It's a big hit. Strike looks good. That's a great shot. That's a great shot. Set up an eagle chance.
Yeah, one previous season on the European Tour for Pigeon. That was a couple of years ago. His form and confidence really suffered, missed a load of cuts. Now, big drive from the leader, Higo, last year's Rookie of the Year on the Sunshine Tour, won the season closer there back in February. Only an iron in. Not on the putting surface, but it's okay. young talent to come out of South Africa. Here's another talented player from that country.
Oh, that's a good effort. It's a good effort. He'd be looking to get off to a fast start. He's tasted victory last week. He wants it again.
Well, it's about a 3-hour drive north from his victory last week. Stays at 11 under par here. That win, his 5th on the European Tour, but first not to be in Africa. So it was a meaningful week for him, but he wants to make it back-to-back in Portugal. No birdie for George. Great chance, though, for Turner to close the gap to 2. Little left to right, this one. Nice back-to-back birdies for the 24-year-old.
Great start. Looking for a good result early on in his career. Climb up the rankings. Now to Hugo. We saw the approach. I'll fancy this. That's a great shot. Great touch. Stress-free. That'll be a tap-in birdie. That'll get him to -15 for the tournament.
Caddy Nick in charge of the pin here. Unbelievably, Hugo was staying with his manager Ian Keenan last week, told him he was going to win here in Portugal, and he wouldn't let Ian book him a flight home. Let's see if his prediction comes true. 15 under, he is leading.
That's fantastic. I love hearing that stuff, Richard. Power of the positive mindset. Now to Bijem. We saw the 3-wood from the right rough. Over the hill. Oh, that's tracking nicely, just lacking a bit of pace. Should be a routine tap-in.
Made it all the way to the Challenge Tour Grand Final in Mallorca last season before getting his car back at European Tour Q School. Bijem, first birdie of round 4, 11 under par, which is 4 shots off the lead. A couple of players dropping shots. Lopez at 3 and Ancliffe at 7. There it's 12 under now. Angles with a second successive birdie at the 4th is within 1 of the leader, Garrick Higo, the South African lefty, the man in front in Portugal. For the second week running, the European Tour comes from Portugal. This time we're just north of the capital of Lisbon, in Óbidos, hugging the Atlantic Ocean coast with its gorgeous sea views. Óbidos is a popular tourist attraction with its medieval architecture and castle, coupled with its appeal as a golfing destination. Royal Óbidos surrounded by 3 other magnificent courses, all within a short drive. Royal Óbidos Golf and Spa Resort, the host venue for the first time to the final round of the Open de Portugal. Carlos Bijem making the most of the par 5s on the front 9. After a birdie at the 5th, the 30-year-old from Barcelona picked up another birdie 2 holes later at the par 5 7th thanks to this wonderful chip shot. Bijem 12 under.
Good to see her, full of confidence after last week's win. 2 birdies already today. Holding this 30-footer on the 8th. To go 3 under for the day, 4 off the lead.
After his birdies at 3 and 4, Pep Angles was hoping to keep it going at the next, the par 5 5th. Given his distance off the tee, a missed opportunity to make it 3 in a row. The Spaniard who finished 48th at Valderrama 2 weeks ago, never getting it on the right line, just a par to leave him at 14 under par, and clearly frustrated.
Vito Lopez, overnight leader, man from Portugal, 1 over through 4. Here he is at the 5th. Delightful little chip shot. Set up a birdie, back to even par for the day.
He came close to chipping in at the 5th. Well, how about this at the par 3 7th from Garrick Higo? Magnificent from the South African, in for a 2, a 3rd birdie in a row and a 4th of his final round. Higo up to 16 under par, good enough for a 2-shot lead for the left-hander over Pep Angles, with 3rd round leader Lopez now alone in 3rd.
And the overnight leader, Lopez. 6th hole. We've seen a couple of birdies here today. It's only playing 160. There's not much wind. Legitimate birdie chance. Coming up a little shy. Leaving himself 20-footer there to go under par for the day.
One birdie in the final round so far from Andrew Wilson. 163 yards this hole. Turn, he says. Obviously a little right, it is. Pushed Tyler Koivisto all the way at Galgorm Castle, didn't he, in Northern Ireland. Finished 3rd in the end.
Very solid season so far for the Englishman. To the 8th. Here you go, current leader. Nice balanced swing there. Solid shot. Middle of the green. Stress-free golf. That's what you want to do when you're in the lead.
Now Anglers try and close the gap.
Oh, deal.
Well, I saw him out on the European Tour a few years ago, no doubt his talent. Failed to keep his card though in 2 attempts. Obviously a win here, and he'd have that European Tour card back in his back pocket.
To Lopez, we saw the approach. Came up a little shy. It's a good effort. Up the hill, bit off the right. It's looking good. And just gets in at the last minute. See how much it means to him.
Well, there's no doubt he's got the support. Missed the cut in Vilamora last week. Thinks he maybe put a little bit too much pressure on himself. Been playing well on the Alps Tour. Huge opportunity for Lopez. Wilson now to par 3. Oh, raced that in for 2. Gets to 11 under.
Making that hole look easy out here, Rich.
Well, quite a drift right now, but you never know.
Now to Hugo. We saw the approach to the middle of the green.
Oh, wow. 5 under for the first 8 holes. Well, Gary Players acted as a mentor to him. They practiced together at De Zalza. I'm sure a player loving this. One back at the start of the final round. Hugo has now opened up a 3-shot lead over Anglers, and Lopez with Coetzee a further 2 behind. Jonathan Thompson out in 32, birdied 11. Well, looked close. Longer birdie putt than he would have hoped for.
Now to Jordan Risdale. A few behind the lead. Needs something special to happen on this back 9. Ball below feet. Nicely controlled. Nicely controlled. That'll be a tap-in birdie for him. He's going to move to -10.
Oh, what a front 9, James, from Hugo, out in 31.
Absolutely, Rich. Perfect start. He just needs to capitalise on it, and he's doing so. Another great approach. Sets up another birdie putt.
Oozing confidence right now, the South African. To the 404-yard par 4 9th. Just a wedge in for Anglers. Ball below his feet here. Yeah, very good. Now, Jigger Thompson, Jonathan Thompson, got some low numbers in him. Seen that on the European Tour.
Very good. That's unreal.
Yeah, he's going low in this final round as well. Early this year on the Portugal Pro Golf Tour, he made a run of 9 successive birdies. 11 under par now.
Now to the Australian. Level par front 9. He does need to start making something happen. This for a birdie putt 12. And he holds it. Good man. That'll take him to 11 under par.
Yeah, Ancliffe needed that. Just bogeyed 3 of his last 4 holes. Now, this for birdies all round. Risdale. There we go.
Clean sweep today, isn't it? Clean sweep today.
Just feel though those guys are playing for places. This is where the real action's at. It's to lead by 4.
Uphill right edge. Oh, it's a good effort. It's a good part.
And he turned pro 18 months ago, 4 of those in lockdown. If he was to pull this off, it would be his 4th professional title. 1 on the Big Easy Tour, couple on the Sunshine Tour.
Yeah, very impressive start to his career, Richard. Here we have Anglers at 9. We saw the approach. 10 feet off the left. Lovely stroke. Great putt. Fist pumps. Love to see it.
Anglers out in 33, keeping the pressure on Hugo. Bogeys at 7 and 8 from Vito Lopez have taken the Portuguese back into the group at 12 under. Into the back 9 for the leaders at the Open de Portugal. And Anglers now Hugo's biggest threat. Welcome back to the 58th staging of the Open de Portugal at Royal Óbidos Golf and Spa Resort, and a nice finish to the front 9 from Andrew Wilson, the Englishman who finished just outside the top 30 at the Open Championship at Royal Portrush last year, moving to 13 under par and very much in it. As was Pep Anglers, with back-to-back 66s. Pep had been peppering the flag, and despite another one right at it from the Spaniard at 10, he could only make par, leaving him still 2 shots behind the leader, Garrick Higo. The 21-year-old lefty from Stellenbosch in South Africa accelerating to 17 under thanks to 5 unanswered birdies on the front 9. Wilson alone in 3rd, and George Coetzee, the winner in Villamora last week, now 5 back.
And to PGM at the 11th, par 5 second shot. Quite intimidating shot. Over water pretty much the whole way. Sounded like a good strike from about 265. That's a great shot. Sets up another eagle try.
Out in 37, disappointing end to the front 9 from Vito Lopez. Stay. I think it's going to catch the slope. It's still going. That's been the story of the last few holes for the Portuguese. Close to being good.
Yeah, tricky out here with these green complexes, Richard. Got to control the spin. To the South African. We saw this hole just a minute ago with PGM over water. He's laid up. Solid shot. Controls the spin nicely. That'll be a birdie try at 11.
Yeah, he looks so in control, doesn't he? It looks like it might be another South African win on the European Tour. Of course, Coetzee, magnificent last week.
It's a huge hit down here. Must be about 350.
Maybe not done this week either. Short par 4, and Well, could be a birdie to get to 13 under. Double bogey at 8 really hurt Pigem's chances.
Well, it's a decent effort. He'll have about 4 feet back for his birdie.
Yeah, starting to turn his game around. Pigem been working with former European Tour winner Nacho Garrido. Now Lopez having to come up the slope at 10. Well, home hopes fading for a first Portuguese winner.
To finish, if you want. Marker's going to be fine where it is.
Such high hopes, especially after he sped to 7 under through 11 holes on day 1.
Now Wilson, great approach shot in, just this 5 feet for birdie to keep within touching distance. Nicely done. Nicely done indeed. He goes to 14 under, 3 behind.
Well, he played well in Northern Ireland, going well again here. Lopez stays at 12 under par, 5 behind the leader Hugo. This for a 4th birdie of the round for Coetzee.
He's making a charge, isn't he? He definitely wants that win.
Well done.
Aggressively in there. Nice one, George. I'll take him to 13 under par. Now, we saw the approach of Hugo.
Oh, this is some performance. Another from Hugo. 6 birdies, 5 pars, no bogeys. Brilliant.
Well, as you said earlier, he's won a lot in his young career, so he's full of confidence now. Pigem. We saw the eagle try. Should be fairly routine. That's a good solid birdie there. At 11, he goes to -11.
Garrick Hugo blowing them away right now. He's opened up a 4-shot lead over Angles and Wilson. Angles with a bogey at 11, dropping back to 14 under.
Now Hugo on the par 3. As I said earlier, greens in regulation. Stress-free golf, that's all we want to see right now. Job done. Nice solid shot to the fat part of the green.
The shortest of the par 3s on the course. Unusual Royal Óbidos, 5 par 3s, 5 par 5s as well. Par 72, of course.
Yeah, plenty of birdie tries out there.
Pigem safely on.
Yep, just getting some sustenance. Important to keep your head in the game there, Garrick. Now to Angles. Left rough. 12 hole. Ball's obviously below his feet.
Well, maybe an opportunity for Angles to bounce back after that drop shot at 11. But it's hard to catch Hugo right now. Can he make another? Oh, that's never going to get there. Maybe, just maybe a first sign of some nerves. Been pretty nervous thus far, hasn't it, from the South African? Come up a fair bit short there.
It has though, Richard. It's been a faultless display so far, to be honest, but you know, it's he's just got to keep control of his emotions one shot at a time. It's cliche, but it's true. Now Pigem for birdie up the hill.
Well, his chances of winning might be gone, but Pigem keeping in the chasing pack, 12 under.
To Angles. He's been stroking it lovely today. We saw the approach. 20 feet down the hill, little left or right on it. And another great putt. Man on a mission. Chasing Hugo. Is it too late?
Yeah, you feel that was important for Angles. Gets him back to 15 under. A little bit of work left to do for Hugo. No problem. He is playing so well. Well, one main challenger, Pep Angles, takes a step forward, but another, Andrew Wilson, takes a step back with a bogey at the 11th. It's a 3-shot lead for Hugo at the top of the leaderboard, edging closer in Portugal for the South African to a career-changing win. Welcome back to the closing stages of the Open de Portugal at Royal Óbidos. And what a terrific fourth round from Jonathan Thompson, the tall Englishman who lost in the playoff at the Maid in Denmark a couple of years ago, making sure of another top 10 finish with this birdie at the 17th on his way to a last day 64.
George Coetzee, fresh off that win last week, full of confidence. With this birdie putt off the fringe at 17 for birdie. He'll need an eagle at the last to stand a chance.
A nice last 2 rounds from Jens Dantorp. Good attempt with this long eagle putt here at the 18th for the Swede, who lost his European Tour card last season. That left him the chance to match his 3rd round score of 67. Not enough to challenge for the title, but good enough for a first top 10 in 2 years. Dantorp finishing at 14 under par.
To the last group on the golf course. Pep Angles from Spain, only level par in his back 9 so far. Needs to make something happen. He's currently 3 behind Hugo. Solid approach shot there at 15. He'll need birdies coming in.
Maybe a spot of bother for the leader. Maybe not. Another magnificent touch around the greens from Garrick Hugo. And after that birdie bonanza early on, it's 5 straight pars from the South African. 3 shots the lead for Hugo with just 2 holes to play. A birdie at 14 from Andrew Wilson has taken the Englishman back to 14 under par.
No surprise why this man's leading. Everything in the right place. Balanced, powerful. It's a great golf swing right there. Currently leading the tournament. Here he is. After that drive with the approach at 17, up the hill to a left flag. Not quite controlling the spin, but no problems. 30 feet up the hill.
Yeah, it's a long way downhill off the tee at 17. Pujem, wedge in hand. Now, is he going to get the spin as well? He is. Oh, here you go, edging closer. And this is the man who took the spoils last week. He's in the penalty area here, Coetzee. Fortunate not to get wet. Managed to dig it out.
Angles from the right rough. He did not hold that part on 15, so he is still 3 behind.
Well, he's the one man who could really deny Hugo now, isn't he? Angles knocks that one in, get to 16 under. Coetzee would also get to 16 under if this goes in. Well, not to be this time for the South African. Fair to say, though, it's been a good couple of weeks in Portugal for George Coetzee.
No question, Richard. Good start to his European season. Now Hugo, all he needs to do.
Great try.
Good man. Tap it in. Stress-free golf. That's what you want to do when you're in the lead.
Well done.
Well, it depends on Pep Anglers, but Hugo will have a 2 or 3 shot lead to take down 18. He looks calm enough.
He may look calm. I'm sure there's about 100 thoughts going through his mind, but he's controlling them well. Now, PGM, we saw the approach. He did control the spin well. He pitched it past the flag. Now, all important points to play for. It's disappointing. You can see the frustration.
I've got it, Alex.
Yeah, disappointing par for PGM. Shadow's getting longer. Been a lovely day in Óbidos. And it was a Sunday 66 to take the title at the Portugal Masters. And it's another 66 today for Coetzee. Won't be good enough for the Portuguese double, finishing at 15 under par.
As you say there, Richard, a good solid couple of weeks. Now we saw the approach of Anglers. This really is a must-make at this point. He's been putting it lovely. That was another lovely stroke.
Yes, sir. Great three. Well done. Well done.
Good man. Currently 2 behind.
Yeah, that a vital 3 from Anglers certainly makes the closing stages in Óbidos a little more interesting. The lead now just 2. Another lovely tee shot from Hugo James. You'd think he'd need to, well, probably bank another birdie here to feel comfortable.
He would, wouldn't he? That'll take him 3 clear. That looked like a good move. I love this guy's swing. What a golf shot that is, under all that pressure. Showing such maturity so early on in his career. Deserves everything he gets today. It's been a great display.
Been an up and down back 9 for Andrew Wilson. Just bogeyed 15. Oh, that's fabulous. Well, we're in for an exciting finish, but hopes of a Portugal winner. Well, they were high, weren't they, heading into the final round, but Lopez's chances have faded in this final round. Now that's more like it. Love to finish well, wouldn't he now?
Absolutely. This man's only made 1 cut this year, so all important points to play for. Now to Anglers on 17. He's just made birdie on 16. Can he make a late charge?
Well, he's doing his best to put a little bit of pressure on Hugo. Another birdie chance coming up for Anglers. Up to 18. PGM's laid up in 2. Very nice. He's actually played very well on the back 9, Carlos PGM.
Yes, solid performance now. Very important putt for a man like this. To climb up the leaderboard. Rankings for next year to play for. Yep. Just about. Good birdie at 16.
Well, it's an eagle putt, and one that you would think would seal this Open to Portugal victory for Hugo. Right, it was on its way.
Oh, we could easily tap that in, Richard. Wonder if he thinks that's going to be the winning putt. Now, vital at this stage to have any chance.
Oh, well. He certainly has the distance to get home in 2 at 18. This isn't over yet. Pep Angles gets to 17 under, keeps his chances very much alive.
To Pijem, we saw the approach. Saw Kappa for great back nine.
Yeah, 68, birdie to close. Good back nine and into a share of fourth for Pijem, which would equal his best finish on the European Tour.
Now to the current leader. This is the sort of length birdie putt you want to possibly win your first tournament.
A seventh and final birdie of the day, and every chance a first European Tour win for Garrick Higo. He can't celebrate properly yet, despite that brilliant 65. Only an eagle at the last from Angles can stop him joining the Portugal Open champions. This year marks the 58th edition of the historic Open de Portugal, but it's the first time held here at the Seve Ballesteros-designed Royal Óbidos Spa and Golf Resort. Part of the European Tour since 1973, the event boasts an impressive list of winners, including Colin Montgomerie in '89.
Colin Montgomerie, a marvellous final round.
Miguel Angel Jimenez in 2004 and Thomas Bjorn in 2010.
And Thomas Bjorn is a winner again on the European Tour.
Matt Wallace claimed the first of his 4 European Tour wins. The last time the Open de Portugal was part of the Race to Dubai in 2017, while Dimitrios Papadakis and Adrian Morant claimed their first Challenge Tour victories at the event in 2018 and 2019 respectively. Now it's Higo or Angles who'll get their hands on this trophy in 2020.
Angles hits the fairway on 18, ball above feet, left flag, setting up quite nicely for that eagle that he does require to tie Higo.
Well, he's given himself a look, hasn't he? He's given himself a putt to take it to a playoff, albeit an outside chance. Some of the players who have featured here today, and of course Higo among the interested spectators. This has got to go. This to force a playoff from Pep Angles. Well, that's it. That's confirmation. Garrick Higo is the champion at the Open de Portugal. He now knows it too.
Absolutely tremendous display of golf out there from the young South African. 65 last round. As we go to Angles to finish second by himself.
Oh, well done. That's going to be another 66 for Angles, his third in a row. But that's only good enough for a runner-up finish for the Spaniard. Huge moment for Garrick Higo, from Challenge Tour player to European Tour champion. A one-shot margin to take the Open de Portugal title. Magnificent from the young South African.
Oh, it's awesome. It feels pretty surreal, to be honest. I'm sure it's going to hit me tonight. But my family and everyone's excited. I'm excited. It's an awesome feeling. I always try to win, so I don't know. I don't think I'd expect to win everything, but I mean, you never know.
Another South African who had a good week was Louis Oosthuizen at the US Open. His third place finish taking him up to third on the Race to Dubai rankings. Higo moves into the top 100, but more importantly, he has his hands on some European Tour silverware, the first South African to win the Open de Portugal. And on the road to Mallorca rankings, Pep Angles with the consolation that his runner-up finish takes the Spaniard above Marcel Schneider to number 1. Well, what a fabulous week in Óbidos at the Open de Portugal. Certainly one that Garrick Higo won't be forgetting in a hurry. A young star with a very bright future. In just his 7th European Tour start, the South African has become a champion, and you get the feeling it's going to be the first of many. Bye-bye for now.